So today we just put the drag pack back on Artemis, headed down the road. We're having some problems keeping the belt on, so we're gonna try to make a test hit before heading to the track next weekend. And hopefully it was just something with a bad belt, or otherwise we're gonna have to order a new tensioner because we already put a brand new tensioner on and
keeps shucking the damn belts. So we're logging here. We're gonna turn it around on the road here in Mexico, obviously, and then we're gonna see if we can do like a kind of a soft quarter-mile pull. Not here, go over the hill. We're gonna go way up over the hill there. This is still Texas. So, but we're logging. Everything's looking pretty good. Green is good. There's a few things we need to iron out on the tune. We did just put like spacers on the blower, which will affect it a little bit, but everything's looking pretty solid so far. But we'll just see how it goes once we get over the hill here. And we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna stop, maybe do a little burnout, just get these tires a little bit warmed up because they've been sitting in the basement all winter, and then see about doing a quarter-mile. It's gonna spin, there's no doubt it's not gonna do a real good one, but we'll at least be able to see if the belt stays on for a quarter-mile pass. Go ahead. That's probably good. Now you're gonna have to go easy, don't just mat it.
Started with a south pole because on the street we can't give it full beans. It's just going to spin up. We know that. It started going good, and then I let up because I heard some noise, which turned out to be some belt pieces flying around in the engine compartment. Then, of course, Alex is giving me shit for being a pussyfoot, but, you know, I'd much rather take care of it.
She let off before the quarter.
Yeah, well, it was making a lot of ruckus, so...
Which, honestly, it's probably a good thing she did, because good news is the blower belt still solid.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll put the draggy pass in there. I did get a pretty good video from that, but
obviously
it was slow. Did like an 1170 though, which is actually kind of impressive.
Impressive for letting off and starting slow.
Because like she let off way early.
It spun in the beginning. It was maybe it was less than half throttle to start, but so having an 11.7 is probably okay.
So we'll get back with you.
All right, so we got our ICT Billet manual tensioner. We're assuming that's the problem. All the pulleys are lining up. Gonna get this swapped on, put a new belt on, and hopefully make a test hit with no more issues so we can go to the track this weekend. But let's see. You gonna help Bailey? You want to read the instructions? No. She wasn't impressed with the instructions.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Don't think we're gonna need those. We gotta get...
Are they still out back there?
Yes. You know, a random thought I just had? With this manual tensioner, I might not have to take the supercharger pulleys off to change the belt.
Why?
Because the only reason I have to now is because you can't get the tensioner open far enough because it hits that pulley. Alrighty, as you can see, the supercharger belt has been removed. Now we need to take the idlers off for the supercharger system because the tensioner for the accessory drive hits the bracket and does not get open far enough to take the belt off. Once those are out of the way, we can get the accessory drive belt off and remove that tensioner. Hopefully this all goes smoothly, but you know, it never does with car world, but take a look. Not sure what happened. Camera quit on me, but I have the tensioner in, assembled. Took me a minute, even with pretty good instructions. But now we have to get it tightened so that we can put the supercharger belt back on. It was at this moment that she knew she had messed up. The wrench there is stuck. So now I have to loosen it up, swap the box end around so I'm using the open end, and redo it. That's in there. Alright, we got that tensioner in. Not too many problems. A silly little mistake once, because I always do that. Anyways, now we have to put the bracket assembly back in and the two idlers, get the supercharger belt on, and she's ready to rip. So, you know, nothing's gonna go wrong here. Like, what could possibly go wrong here? Well, this was wasted time. As you can see, with the belt on, it's going to hit the bracket for the supercharger. So that's not going to work. For now, we're just going to put the stock tensioner back on, grab a couple spare belts so that we can make a couple passes this weekend. Maybe, weather depending. If there is a couple passes made, it's going to be Alex. Unfortunately, I have to work my other job because, you know, this one doesn't pay yet, so that's fun. Anyways, we'll get her put back together. As I've done this process many times, more times than I could count, nor do I care to count, we're just going to speed it up a little bit and fast forward, because all we're doing is putting the stock tensioner back on, and if you haven't seen me done it before, there'll be, I'm sure, a bunch of other times that it's going to happen. But yeah, let's fast forward through this here. Oh man, guys, would you just look at it? I mean, just look at it. Would you look at it? Okay, so we know that the stock tensioner is throwing belts, and we found out that this one does not work because it hits the supercharger setup, pulley setup. So with that, I went ahead and ordered a CTS-V tensioner. So we're gonna get that on. Remember, I just put this back together for now so that I can move the car, drive it a little, because I hate letting it sit. Anyways, so we're just gonna swap these out, and then we might have to take some measurements, figure out what size belt we need for this one. Tensioner for the SS, CTS-V tensioner. There's a lot more spring. I don't know, I guess I could get a little closer. There's a lot more spring tension to the CTS-V tensioner over the stock Chevy SS. Yeah, too small. Okay. I'm going to have to get a belt at least a couple inches longer. So that's, we're going to stand still again. But until tomorrow, so. Alright, so I wasn't sure what belt I was going to need. I grabbed 4 from the store. And kind of hoping that one of these is right. I'm going to guess it's going to be this one. We'll see. fourth one was the charm. It was the last one I grabbed before leaving. 76 and 7/8. So that's ridiculous. But it is on. Alright, you know the drill. Now we have to put the supercharger system back together. Now that this belt magically fixes our problems, right? It is definitely going to magically fix our problems. So let's just get this bracket, 2 pulleys on, supercharged belt, and we're ready to roll. Okay, so that does it for getting the CTS-V tensioner. As you can see, it doesn't look so massive behind the supercharger setup now. It actually looks like it fits better. Looks like it belongs. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see, but as you can see well, I hope you can see, the tensioner is right in the middle of its range, so it's not completely maxed out and it's not bottomed out, which, in my opinion, is always best policy. And it looks pretty solid. Everything is lined up. Now we need to see how it goes. Well, I would say it sounds pretty good, but fortunately I can't go out and test it because we have this big storm front coming, and they're talking tornadoes and hail at 7, and it's already been raining. Not a good moment to try to get the car out. So another day wasted, but a few more minutes spent on the SS. Okay, we are on day, I don't even know how many days. I'm sure you could probably count the different outfits that I was in, trying to get the SS set up to drive. We got the belt situation fixed, then I ran into a coil issue, got that problem fixed. We are finally ready to take it down the road between all of the rain days and all the issues. So we're gonna head to town, grab a couple drinks, then try a rip on the way back. But yeah, she sounded good so far. terrible videoing right now. I don't have a phone mount for my car. So if you have suggestions for a good phone mount, put them down below, because I'm gonna need one or two. Because this is ridiculous. But you know, automatic life, I can one-hand it, but video's not as great. Oil pressure and everything's looking good. Car's running good. Obviously we haven't gotten into it at all yet, so we don't know about the belt, but oh yeah, she's not happy about the drag pack being on. No TPMS sensors. It is beautiful out. It is so nice out. I am so happy we finally have a day that it's not downpouring, windy, 30 degrees, and I'm not at work. This is the first in a long time. Everything's looking good. We're gonna try to ease in the throttle a little bit. Pretty successful hit there. We might try her again here in a second, but doing that little bit there, that would have thrown the belt last time. So I'm gonna get past these houses and try it again and make sure that it wasn't just a lucky first bout, but so far so good. Make sure there's, you know, everybody knows we're in Mexico while we're testing. Well, 2 times in a row we got into it after 60. Obviously I'm just testing it at 60 because I'm trying to hold the phone, be safe. The car spins the tires in first, second, and third on the street. So belt's still on. I'm gonna pull back in and inspect under the hood and see what she looks like, but I say we fixed it and she's ready for the track. We did 3 passes after 60. Belt's holding on good. Car's running great.